to let that distract you for the next 45 minutes. So as you get settled into your child's pose, and as you tune out the noise, the stories of your day, the best way to clear that out is with a nice round of breath. So exhale all the air from your lungs here. Feel your chest drop closer to the ground. And then on your inhale, walk your fingertips a little bit closer to the top of your mat. Exhale all the air from your lungs here. Allow your chest to open up a little bit more. And on your next inhale, take that air down to the base of your belly. Final exhale with your mouth open. Now just seal your lips. Start to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. It's pretty magical what your breath can do, right? Just with those couple of slow rounds of breath, I feel a lot more grounded. I feel more present. So I hope that's the same for you. If not, you can stay here for as long as you need to fully arrive for your practice. If you're ready, you can start to rock your head from side to side. Feel the sides of your neck open. Put more pressure on your mat with your forehead to give yourself a little bit of a massage, especially if you've got a lot on your mind today, a lot of tension in your upper body. Feel all of that dissolve with every exhale. Stop in the center here, the middle of your forehead planting into the ground. And then on your next inhale, push up into your tabletop so that your shoulders stack over your wrists and your hips are over your knees. Awesome. Start to round your upper back to go into your cat pose. So press your hands and your knees into the ground, bring your chin into your chest. And as you inhale, drop your belly to go into your cow. Look up towards the ceiling, lift your tailbone, look up a little bit higher. Exhale, cat pose, round your back, suck your stomach in, bring your chin into your chest, create that C shape with your spine. Inhale, drop your belly, let your stomach hang, look up, beautiful, Alicia, lift your tailbone even higher. And then exhale, go into your cat pose, round your back, suck your stomach in. You're just warming up your spine as you go from movement to movement. Inhale, cow. Bring your chest a little bit more forward. Exhale, cat. Really good here, Alex, but bring your wrists underneath your shoulders. So walk your hands into your knees more. There you go. And then go through a couple more rounds here on your own. Remember, your cows are where you inhale. Your cats are for when you exhale. Make these your last two on your own. When you're done, let me know that you're ready by going back into your neutral tabletop. Hi, Rach, I'm pumped you're here. When you are back into your neutral tabletop, keep your spine long. So pretend I'm pulling your head towards the top of your mat. Sink your knees into the ground. Activate your core by pulling your belly button into your spine. Everyone looks fantastic. Tuck your toes under, and then on your exhale, just lift your knees to a hover 1 inch or 2 inches off of the ground. Your eyes are still down at the mat. Protract your shoulders, so feel your upper back round. It's going to open up your upper back. You're still pulling your belly into your spine. If your legs are shaking, that means you're doing it right. Stay here for another slow round of breath. Stay for your exhale. Release by dropping your knees down. Untuck your toes and then straighten out your right leg. Bring your heel up so that it's in line with your right side hip. So straighten out your right leg. Perfect. Point your toes to the back of your mat. You've got it, Justin. Drop your head down though so that your neck is in line with your spine. There you go. As you exhale, bring your right knee to your right elbow. Tap it. Feel the right side of your body strengthen. Inhale, straighten out your right leg. Point your toes to the back of your mat. 2 more. Exhale, bring your right knee to your right elbow. Crunch the right side of your body. Inhale, straighten out your leg. Point your toes back. And then exhale, tap your right elbow with your right knee. Round your upper back. Hold it. And then release by dropping your right knee down to the floor. Go to the left side. Inhale, lift your left leg. Go for that extension. Make sure your hips are square to the ground. Exhale, bring your left knee to your left elbow. Tap and hold. Inhale, straighten out your left leg. Squeeze your left butt cheek. Exhale, bring your left knee to your left elbow. Nice control, Amanda, around your back. Inhale, straighten out your left leg, point your toes, engage your quads. Last one. Exhale, bring your left knee to your left elbow, hold it round your back. Inhale, go for that extension, point your toes, and then drop your left knee to the mat. Tuck your toes under, and then on your exhale, straighten out your legs, downward dog. Bring your chest to your thighs, walk it out. Drop your head, let it hang. Drive your heels closer to the mat every time you straighten out your legs. Lift your hips even higher. Spread your fingertips wide. Try to get your ears and your biceps in one line. So frame your ears with your biceps. Start to look forward so that you can stretch your throat. And then on your next exhale, try to bring your heels closer to the mat. Release by bending both of your knees. Walk your feet to the top of your mat. Bring your feet all the way together so your big toes and your heels touch. Good. Go into your halfway lift. Inhale. As you exhale, hinge at your hips. Grab your calf muscles with your hands. Press your chest into your thighs. Drop your head down. And then lift your hips up. You're going to feel your upper back open. Your hips feel super stretched out. Little by little, roll the weight to your toes and press your stomach into your thighs. Release, bring your fingertips forward, bend both of your knees, and then roll up one vertebra at a time, coming up into standing. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Keep your arms down both sides of your body. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. All right, close your eyes here. Forgot to tell you to set an intention for your practice. So think about one thing, one person, or quote that will motivate you for the next 45 minutes. And then when you're done, reach your arms up so I know you're ready. Press your palms into each other. As you exhale, bend your elbows, bring your hips forward, drop your head back, open your heart up to the ceiling. Release by reaching your arms back up. Exhale, swan dive. Bring your fingertips apart, bring your chest down. Drop your head to open up the back of your neck. Halfway lift. Roll the weight to your toes. Place your hands on your shins. Good. Exhale, hinge at your hips. Bring your hands down. Step back into your plank. From here, you're going to do plank marches. So as you exhale, lift one foot up to hip height. Inhale, drop it down. Go to the other side. Squeeze to lift. Inhale to lower. And then march it out. 5 more seconds here on your own. Keep your core tight, your upper back rounded. For 3, 2, 1. Then chaturanga by shifting your shoulders past your wrists. Bend your elbows back. Go to your halfway point. And then go into your backward bend. Open up your chest. Push into your downward dog. Rolling over your toes. Lift your hips. Exhale as you ground your heels. Look forward. Bend your knees. Walk, step, or jump to the top. Come up into your halfway lift. Inhale. As you exhale, hinge at your hips, come all the way down. And then inhale, reverse swan dive. Sweep your arms up, reach your fingertips high. And then as you exhale, swan dive, leading with your chest. Reach your fingertips apart as you make your way down. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, hinge at your hips, plant your hands down, step back into your plank. 10 seconds of plank marches. Get right into it. Every time you lift a heel, you're going to squeeze the same butt cheek. Engage your quads for even more heat. Excellent work. 4 more seconds, and then we chaturanga in 2, 1. Shift your shoulders forward. Bend your elbows back. Good, Amanda. Elbows in a little bit more if you can. I'm proud of you. Relax your shoulders. Downward dog. Roll over your toes. Beautiful, Justin. Lift your hips. Ground your heels. Bring your chest closer to your thighs. Final one. Look forward. Bend your knees. Walk, step, or jump all the way to the top. Halfway lift as you inhale. Nice Jeanette. Exhale, hinge. And then inhale, reverse swan dive. Sweep your arms up. Gather the energy from the ground. Look up high. Exhale, swan dive. Come all the way down, leading with your chest. Come up into your halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Place your hands down. Step back into your plank. 20 seconds of plank marches. Go as fast or as slow as you want, but remember that engagement is the most important. If you're going to focus on anything besides your breath, I want your core to be as engaged as possible, not just for these planks, but for the rest of class. Last 4 seconds, and then we chaturanga. Do it now. Shift forward. Bend your elbows back and then open up your chest. Ooh, looking great, everyone. Downward dog. Roll over your toes, lift your hips, ground your heels. Drop down to your knees and take a quick water break if you absolutely need it. That was the warm up. My heart is already super racy, but I also just had a cup of coffee. So that's what you're going to get yourself into today. I'm high energy. I've got a lot of sugar that I need to burn off from last night's festivities. I think that resonates with most of you. So let's get right to it. If you're done with your water break, just go back into your child's pose just as a way to reset. The more you can take your knees apart, the more you're going to open up your hips. There you go. So much better range. Perfect. Wherever you are with your breath, go ahead and just sigh it out. And then allow your inhale to fill up your lungs. On your next exhale, push up into your tabletop, then meet me in your downward dog. Straighten out both of your legs. For my new friends, downward dog, you want your hands and your feet to be shoulder width and hip width distance apart. Visualize your body creating an upside down V shape with your hips being the pointy part of the V. Yes. All right. All looking great. As you inhale, lift up your right leg. Point your toes to the back of your mat. Make sure your hips are square to the ground. Now, as you exhale, try to bring your left heel closer to the mat, focusing on opening up the back of your left leg. As you exhale, bring your right knee to your right elbow. Hold it here, round your upper back. As you inhale, lift your right foot up just a little bit higher. Again, hips and shoulders are square to the mat. As you exhale, bring your right knee to your left elbow. Hold it. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Squeeze your right butt cheek, point your toes to the back of your mat. Then as you exhale, step your right foot through. Plant your left foot at a 45-degree angle, straighten out your right leg. We're gonna go into pyramid. We're gonna work on our pyramids throughout this class. This is your first round. Your right hamstrings are still a little tight here. Take some time to square off your hips to the ground. You've got it, Alex. Bring your left foot forward just a little bit more. You too, Rach, because you want your left heel to be completely planted into the mat and both of your hips squared to the floor. Awesome. Relax the back of your head, Amanda. And then you too, Rach, drop your head down. Visualize your chest inching closer to your right thigh. And if you can, not just dig your right heel into the ground, but feel your quads strengthen so that you can open up the back of your right leg a little bit more. Release by walking your fingertips forward about 6 inches in front of your right big toe. Bend your right knee, then step your left foot back. Drop your left knee down to the floor. Go into a low lunge. Sweep your arms up. Keep your right knee bent. Push your hips forward. Lift your chin. Lift your chest. Take your thumbs to the back of your mat. Exhale, hinge at your hips. Bring your hands down. Straighten out your right leg. Point and flex your right toes. And then the next time your toes are flexed, keep them there. Bend your elbows back. Allow your chest to drop, just like you did with your pyramid. Extend through the crown of your head. So top of your head is reaching to the top of your mat. Bring your right side hip back just a little bit more, Justin, and then your left hip forward. And then if you can, you're gonna bend your elbows back toward your hips. Put more pressure on your mat with your hands. Notice what that makes your shoulders feel like. Should be opening them up. Good, release. Bend your right knee. Walk your fingertips forward, straighten out your left leg, blossom open into your warrior two. Face the left side of your mat. Keep your hips low, gorgeous Jeanette. Bend your right knee a little bit more, Rach, and that looks really good. Alex, reach your fingertips more apart so you can open up your chest. Good, Justin, bring your right knee away from your midline. Everyone sit lower. Yes, keep your hips exactly where they are. Just reverse it, reach your right arm back. Feel the right side of your body open. For my friends who are outside, look up to those clouds. Lift your chin. Visualize your right fingertips reaching back more, opening up your inner thighs and your hips. Release by cartwheeling your arms. Frame your right foot with your hands. Roll onto your left toes. Yes, then sweep your right leg up. Three-legged dog. From here, you can flow with your leg lifted or drop it down. Whatever you do though, shift your shoulders past your wrists, then bend your elbows back, open up your chest. Then meet me in your downward dog. Lift your hips, ground your heels, bring your chest closer to your thighs. Take a deep breath in. Use your exhale to bring your heels down even more to open up your hamstrings. Good. Inhale, lift up your left leg, point your toes. Keep your hips square to the ground. As you exhale, bring your left knee to your left elbow. Hold it. Inhale, straighten out your left leg. Go for the extension, the engagement. Exhale, bring your left knee to your right elbow. Hold it. Inhale, go for that extension. Point your toes up. Squeeze your left butt cheek. Then exhale, step your foot through. Ground your right heel at a 45-degree angle. Pyramid on this side. So once you get your right heel planted into the mat, hinge at your hips. Allow your stomach to rest on your right thigh. Yep, so come down all the way and then straighten out your left leg, Justin. Bring your right foot forward like 3 inches. Justin, right foot forward. Yes. Because what you want here is for both of your hips to be parallel to the ground. You've got your right hip up a little bit. When you bring your right hip down, you're going to feel your left hamstrings open up a lot more. Perfect. Drop your head down, Rach. Drop your head down, Alex. And like you did on the other side, as you press your hands into the ground, feel your upper back open, your lower back. Stretch out just a little bit more. If this is easy for you, engage your left side quad so that your kneecap lifts. And then release. Walk your fingertips forward. Step your right foot back as you bend your left knee. Excellent work. And then from here, blossom open into your warrior two. Face the right side of your mat. Bend your left knee, bounce, come down super low. Take your left knee away from your midline. Yes, open up your chest, squeeze your shoulders together. Awesome setups, everyone. From here, reverse your warrior. All of y'all are my favorite warriors. Reach your left fingertips to the back of your mat. Lift your chin. Bend your knee more to open up your hips. Try to bring your right shoulder forward. Drop your head back even more. If you're outside, enjoy the view. From here, cartwheel your arms. Frame your left foot with your hands. Roll onto your right toes. And then sweep your left leg up. 3-legged dog. Just kidding, I forgot our half splits. Step your left foot back in between your hands. Drop your right knee down to the ground. Sometimes this happens. Sweep your arms up. Low lunge. Lift your chin. Take your thumbs to the back of your mat. Push your hips forward. Excellent work. Feel the stretch down the front side of your body. Release. Bring your hands down. Straighten out your left leg. Point and flex your left toes. Dig your left heel into the ground. And like you did on the other side, keep your hips square to the top of your mat. Everyone looks great. Awesome. Next time your toes are back toward your face, keep them there. And then exhale, bend your elbows back. So further creating more space down the back of your left leg. All right, this is good, Jeanette, but you've got a lot of rounding here in your upper back. See what happens as you bring your chest more forward. Yes, now bring your toes back to your face. That looks great, Rach. Do you feel the difference, Jeanette? I'm totally watching you. Release, bend your left knee, walk your fingertips forward, lift your right knee off of the ground. Now we're gonna flow. Sweep your left leg up, 3-legged dog. If you did it on the other side with your leg lifted, keep it up. If not, drop your foot down and then shift your shoulders forward. Bend your elbows back. And then open up your chest. Yes, downward dog, lift your hips. Ground your heels. From here, look forward, bend your knees, step your right foot to the outside of your right hand, your left foot to the outside of your left. Malasana, wide leg squat. So here, make sure your knees are stacked right over your ankles. If you have super tight hips, you can rest your elbows on your thighs. If you're already ready for this, come down all the way. Yep, Justin, you're ready. You can press your elbows into your inner thighs. Bring your upper body back so that you can bring your chest more forward. So in a perfect world, your shoulders and your hips will be in one line. I'm not warmed up for that yet. I don't expect any of you to be either. And take a deep breath in. On your exhale, drop your hips down even more. And then release. Bring your hands down, lift your hips, Toes are going to face forward. Roll the weight to your toes. Drop your head down. Try to get your hips in line with your heels. So roll the weight to your toes. Perfect. Grab opposite elbows, sway from side to side. If you want more, engage your quads. Feel both of your kneecaps lift. And then release. Drop your hands down. Bend both of your knees. Then step your feet to the back of your mat for your downward dog. Make the adjustments that you need to get your hands and your feet shoulder and hip width distance apart. And really do what you can to bring your chest closer to your thighs to open up the front of your upper body. As you inhale, lift up your right leg, point your toes. As you exhale, bring your right knee to the outside of your left elbow. Create a deeper twist here around your upper back. Inhale, lift your right leg up, bend your right knee, point your toes down to the mat. Drop your right shoulder closer to the floor to open up the right side of your body. And then release. Step your right foot through to go into pyramid again. Step your left foot forward, maybe 3 inches. You want your left foot at a 45-degree angle. Great, Amanda. Bring your left hip down just a little bit if you can. Right side hip up. Yes. And then everyone drop your head down. This time around, maybe walk your hands closer to your left foot. So if you can take your hands to the back of your mat, press your fingertips into the floor to create that space in your upper back, in addition to your hamstrings on both legs. You're doing the most all at the same time. Extend through the crown of your head. Feel the back of your neck open. Stay for one more round of breath. Release by walking your fingertips in front of your right big toe. Step your left foot back and then pivot to face the left side of your mat to go into your side lunge. So you're going to rest your hips on your right heel. Good. And then you're going to take your hands in between your thighs. Good. So try to stack your shoulders over your hips. You can always rest your fingertips on the mat. My friends who have superior balance, you can bring your hands up to your heart. What helps me, what's going to help you go into that balance test is keeping your eyes focused on one spot that doesn't move. Dig your left heel into the floor, flex your toes back to your face. Beautiful, Rach. Great work, Alex. And then release. Bring your hands back down to the floor. Straighten out both of your legs so you're in a wide leg forward fold facing the left side of your mat. From here, walk your hands in between your legs towards the right side of your mat. Look down at the ground. Visualize your forehead touching the mat. So just by going into this shape, you're feeling the stretch in your throat, your hamstrings, even your upper back. Start to walk your hands back even more. And then release by walking your fingertips back forward. Bend both of your knees. Then pivot to face the top of your mat. You're back here in your lunge. Good. Drop your left knee down to the floor. Half split, straighten out your right leg. So hamstrings galore today. Flex your right toes back. Keep your hips squared to the top of your mat. Yep, Amanda, exactly. Bend your elbows back. And then everyone, bend your elbows back and keep your elbows tight so that they kind of inch in towards your hips. That's going to allow you to get a deeper stretch on the back of your right leg. Press your chest into your right thigh. And then release, bend your right knee, walk your fingertips forward, launch into your standing split. So lift your left knee off of the ground, feel the weight shift to your right foot, and then lift your left leg all the way up. Hand at your hips, point your left toes up to the ceiling or the sky. And even if your toes aren't pointing up, even with your toes reaching the back of your mat, you're still creating a nice opening down the back of your right leg as long as your right heel is planted into the ground. Drop your head down, open up the back of your neck, and then release by stepping your left foot right next to your right. So your feet are all the way together. Good. Bend your left knee, walk your hands to the right side of your mat. The more you bend your left knee, the more you straighten out your right leg and engage your right quads, the more you'll feel your right side hip, your right side hamstrings open. Release. Walk your fingertips back to the top of your mat, straighten out both of your legs, come up into your halfway lift. As you exhale, forward fold, plant your hands, step back into your downward dog. Lift your hips, ground your heels, open up your chest. Ah, excellent. Inhale, lift up your left leg, point your toes to the back of your mat. Go for the extension, the engagement. Then as you exhale, bring your left knee to your left elbow. Inhale, straighten out your leg, point your toes up. As you exhale, bring your left knee to your right elbow. Find a deep twist, round your upper back. Inhale, lift your left leg up, then bend your left knee. Point your toes down, keep your shoulders square to the mat. Left side of your body is opening. One more. Bring your left knee to your right elbow. Hold this twist, round your back, and then release. Lift your left leg up, point your toes to the back of your mat. As you exhale, step your left foot forward. Meet me in your pyramid. Ground your right heel at a 45-degree angle. Dig both of your heels into the ground. Try to keep both of your heels in one line. Then as you exhale, hinge at your hips. Jeanette, step your right foot forward, maybe an inch, and then bring your left hip up. Left hip up. Yeah, yep, exactly. Now engage the quads of your left leg. Press your chest, your stomach into your left thigh. Drop your head down. Press your hands into the ground. Feel your upper back round. Your hamstrings open. Drop your head, Alicia. One more round of breath. Exhale, sigh it out. And then release. Look forward. Walk your fingertips forward. Step your right foot to the back of your mat. And then turn to face the right side to go into your side lunge. Rest your hips on your left heel. Good. Straighten out your right leg. Dig your right heel into the ground. Your hand should be in between your thighs. Stack your shoulders over your hips. If you did it on the other side, work on your balance. Keep your shoulders over your hips. Maybe you'll take your hands right up to your heart. Engage your core. Dig your right heel into the ground. And then release. Place your hands down. Straighten out both of your legs. Wide leg forward fold. As you hinge at your hips, either place your hands underneath your shoulders, press your hands into the ground, bend your elbows over to the left side of your mat. That's option one. Option two, interlock all 10 fingers at your tailbone and then drive your knuckles up to the ceiling. So if that's the option that you take, you're working your upper and your lower body at the same time. Good. If you are going into that bind with your fingers interlocked, try to squeeze your palms together. And then with every exhale, try to take your arms up and over your head. You're going to open up the tops of your shoulders. Feel your chest open up. My friends, with their hands interlocked, bring your hands back down to the ground. Then both of your knees pivot to face the top of your mat. Awesome. Then drop your right knee down. Go into your half split. Straighten out your left leg. Point and flex your left toes. Dig your left heel into the ground. And then the next time your toes are back to your face, keep them there. Bend your elbows back. Allow your chest to drop down to your left thigh, extending through the crown of your head. Stay for one cleansing inhale. Use your exhale to find a deeper version of that stretch. Hold it. Excellent. Release. Bend your left knee. Walk your fingertips to the top of your mat. Straighten out your right leg. So lift your right knee off of the ground. Go into your standing split. So lift your right foot up. Hinge at your hips. Allow your chest to drop down to your left thigh. And like you did on the other side, you can also keep your right leg parallel to the ground. It's more about this heel to mat connection. So really dig your left heel into the floor. If your toes are pointing up to the ceiling, the sky, try to inch them up even more. Maybe grab your left ankle with your left hand. One more round of breath here. Release. Bend your left knee. Bring your right foot next to your left. Perfect. Straighten out your right leg. Take your hands to the left side of your mat. Drop your head down. Dig your right heel into the floor so your left knee is bent. And then you're walking your hands to the left side of your mat with your hands shoulder width distance apart. So Jeanette, bring your left hand towards your front door a little bit more. The other front, the door that you walk in to go into your room. Yes, there you go. Bend your left knee more, straighten out your right leg. Bend your left knee, Rach. Looking great, Alex. One more round of breath. Let it go. Take your hands to the top of your mat, toe heel your feet so that they're mat width distance apart. Then on your exhale, bend both of your knees, go back into your malasana. Oof. Stack your shoulders over your hips. So the second time around, you're going to feel different. Your hips are a lot more open. Use the strength that you've created, the hip openers that we've already done to drop your hips even more. So good, Rach. Lead with your heart, Amanda. So bring your upper body back just a little bit more and then bring your chest forward. So imagine your chest bursting in between your knees towards the top of your mat. Looks good. Release, drop your hands down. Straighten out both of your legs. Toes are going to face the top of your mat. Walk your hands towards the back of your mat so that your forehead drops closer to the mat. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, inch your forehead closer to the ground. And then release. Bring your fingertips back forward, bend your knees, drop down to your knees. Keep them 6 inches apart. We're going to go into camel. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Place your hands on your hips, thumbs outside, fingers inside. Just bring your elbows as close to each other as you can. So you're opening up your heart to the front of your mat. Everyone look up toward the ceiling or the sky. Sink your knees into the ground. Take a deep breath. On your exhale, push your hips forward, drop your head back even more. So my friends who are new to the practice, you can keep your hands on your hips, work your elbows closer to each other, and then feel that pressure between your fingertips and your hips so that you can bring your hips to the top of your mat. So good. If you're able to see the back wall behind you, you can take it further by reaching for your heels. So you got this, Alex. Drop your head back even more. Place your hands on your heels. Keep your thumbs outside, your fingers inside. Solid grip here. Squeeze your glutes. Press the tops of your feet into the mat. Lift your chin a little bit higher. Drop your head back. And then release. Place your hands back on your hips. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Then bring your hips down to your heels. Just as a way to reset, place your hands on your thighs. Relax your shoulders. We're going to do one more round of camel. Stand up onto your knees. Remember, you can always stay here with your hands on your hips. Even by taking your elbows closer to each other, you're already going into a chest opener just by doing that. So hands go onto your hips. Take your elbows in even more. Lift your chin and your chest. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, squeeze your glutes, push your hips forward. Visualize your hips going past your knees. Dig your knees into the ground. Excellent, everyone. If you're ready, grab your heels. If not, stay here. You're still getting all the benefits of a backward bend. If your hands are on your hips, bring your elbows in even more. Drop your head back. Yes, Alicia, hips forward. You too, Justin, hips forward. Hips forward. Change. Come back up by stacking your shoulders over your hips. So your hips onto your heels. Kick your legs to one side. Straighten out your right leg. Keep your left knee bent. Yes. All right. Everyone flex your right toes back. So try to bring your toes to your face to open up the back of your right leg. As you inhale, sweep your arms up. As you exhale, turn, face the right foot, and then hinge at your hips. Grab your right foot with both of your hands. Bend your elbows down to the ground. Feel the stretch intensify down the back of your right leg. Bring your chin into your chest. Drop your left elbow, your left shoulder. Keep your chest as close to your right thigh as you can, looking really good. Bend your elbows just in, relax your shoulders. And then release, slowly roll up. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Bring your right hand behind you so the palm of your hand is facing your tailbone. Start to grab your right thigh with your left hand and then look past your right shoulder. So you're going into a spine twist. Try to bring your right shoulder back, your left shoulder forward. Use a connection between your left hand and your thigh to create an even deeper twist in your lower back. Release. Keep the grip on your right thigh. Take your right hand off of the ground and then reach your right hand for the top left corner of your mat. So sink your right hip down. Yes. Good. Frame your right ear with your right bicep. Exactly. Sink your right hip down even more. Feel a stretch down the right side of your body. Oh, release. Switch sides. Straighten out your left leg. Bend your right knee. And then turn to face your left foot. Square off your chest, your hips, so that they're in line with your left toes. Sweep your arms up. As you exhale, hinge at your hips. Grab for your toes, the bottoms of your foot. And then with every exhale, bend your elbows even more. Visualize your chest dropping down to your left thigh. Take a deep breath in. With every exhale, hinge at your hips just a little bit more. Feel your chest become even more supported by your left thigh, your left leg. And then release. Come up. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Bring your left hand back behind you and place your right hand on the outside of your left thigh. Go into your spine twist. So look past your left shoulder. Try to keep your left hand as close to your tailbone as you can. And then again, use that connection between your right hand and your left thigh to create that deep twist for your lower back. Release by lifting your left hand off of the ground. Sweep your left arm up and then over. Reach for the top right corner of your mat. So again, your right hand is still on your left thigh. You're reaching your left fingertips in the opposite direction. So you've got a little bit of a twist. Yeah, there you go. Everybody looks great. Sink your left hip down even more. Reach your left fingertips toward the top right corner to open up the left side of your body. And then release. Drop your left hand down. Go into your crisscross applesauce. Sink both of your hips down into the mat. Place your hands on your knees. On your inhale, look up, lift your chin, bend your elbows back toward your rib cage. Bring your stomach and your chest forward. Lift your chin just a little bit higher. As you exhale, go into your seated cat pose around your back. Feel your spine lengthen as you tuck your tailbone. And then inhale, seated cow. Bring your chest, your stomach forward, bend your elbows back, lift your chin. And then release by going into your neutral spine. From here, roll all the way down onto your backs. Keep your knees bent, stack your knees over your ankles. Your knees are going to point up to the ceiling or the sky. Your arms are going to extend down both sides of your body. Cool. Relax your upper body. Take a deep breath in here. And then as you exhale, squeeze your glutes to lift your hips. Feel the weight shift to your shoulders. That's going to give you an upper body massage. Squeeze your glutes even more. Dig your heels into the mat. And then release by coming down one vertebra at a time. Allow your hips to be the last thing to touch the ground. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Squeeze your glutes. Lift your hips. Energize your heels into the mat even more. Put more pressure on your upper back to create that space in your shoulders. Release. Come down. Once your hips touch the ground, lift your feet off of the mat so that your shins are parallel to the ceiling or the sky. Flex your toes back toward your face. And then bring your arms up and over. Bring your hands behind your head. Bend your elbows so that you can lift your chin and your chest up high. So dig your lower back into the ground. Lift your chin and your shoulders. From here, we're going to go into slow bicycles. As you exhale, bring your left elbow to your right knee. Extend your left leg out to straight. Exhale, switch sides. Bring your right elbow to your left knee. Straighten out your right leg. We're going to go really slow. Exhale, switch. Left elbow goes to your right knee. Straighten out your left leg. Exhale, switch. Right elbow goes to your left knee. Straighten out your right leg. Good. Slow it down, Alex. Left elbow goes to your right knee. Straighten out your left leg. Find your deepest twist. Exhale, right elbow goes to your left knee. Hold it here. Bring your right heel to hover right off of the mat. One more round. Exhale, left elbow, right knee, twist, hold, release, switch sides. This is your last one. Right elbow goes to your left knee. Straighten out your right leg. It's going to hover right off of the mat for 3, 2, One, release, straighten out both of your legs, bring your arms down both sides of your body. Feel your mat support you. Feel the front of your body open. We're not quite done yet. I just wanted to get your lower abs, a little activity from all the pie and whatever you ate yesterday. I could have squeezed in more twists, but I also wanted to be gentle with your precious bodies. As you inhale, bend both of your knees, bring them up to your chest, splay your knees apart, flex your toes out, and then grab the outsides of your feet for happy baby. So we already did 2 rounds of malasana, all kinds of lunges. Your hips are ready and open for this happy baby. So as you grab the outsides of your feet, guide your knees down to the ground, press the back of your neck into the floor, flex your toes down so that you can feel your heels lift higher. On your next inhale, straighten out your left leg. Keep your right knee bent. Just try to bring the outside edge of your left foot closer to the ground to open up and stretch your inner thigh. Release by bending your left knee. Straighten out your right leg. Keep your right toes flexed. Open up your right side hip. And then release. Straighten out both of your legs for legs up the wall. Allow your hips to sink down. Bend your knees as much as you need to. All you want to do here is feel all the muscles in your legs relax. So you're allowing your hips to be supported. If you're pointing or flexing your toes, just let them be. And just bring your arms down both sides of your body. You're going into a place of stillness, not quite your savasana just yet, but just allow your legs to be suspended just the way they are without any movement. Wherever you are with your breath, sigh it out. On your next inhale, open up your chest. And then as you exhale, allow your legs to drop down one at a time. Allow your toes to splay apart. Bring your arms down both sides of your body. Rest with your palms facing the ceiling or the sky. Just like that, you are in your final savasana. Close your eyes, settle into your mat, and allow your mat, the ground below you, to support you. The movements that you did today showed you just how strong you are, how capable you are of creating not just space in your body, but new energy within you that should fuel you to make better choices with whatever you end up doing for the rest of your night, your weekend. The same energy that you brought onto your mat is the same energy that you bring everywhere else with everything else that you do. So as you lay here in this final savasana, the prompt is always for you to go to a place of stillness and keep your mind clear. But if you want to reflect on your practice and the movements that you just did, think about not just the space that you created, but again, that energy that you brought onto your mat, and think of ways that you can utilize what you learned about yourself over these past 45 minutes and how you can apply what you learned into your everyday life. Because that's what you do with your yoga practice. It shows you what you're able to do, it challenges your brain, and shows you how to multitask. So you're multitasking your breath work with your physical movements while also remaining grounded and trying not to be frustrated. It's tough. And that's why you got to do yoga every single day. I'm proud of you all for being here. It's time to wake up. Start to rock your head from side to side. Wiggle your toes and your fingers. Bring life back into your body. If you have more time and if you want to stay in your savasana longer, you definitely can. But if you're ready, Start to extend your arms up, point your toes to the top of your mat, lift your chin. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, curl into a ball, rolling onto your right side body. Use your right bicep as a pillow. And whenever you're ready, push up into your seat, facing the top of your mat to go into your crisscross applesauce. Once your hips are grounded and rooted into the floor, stack your shoulders over your hips. Rest your hands on your knees with your palms up. On your next inhale, just bring your hands right up to your heart. Press your thumbs into your chest to acknowledge and feel your strong heart beat just for you. And as you do that, and as I do the same, I'd love to give you all thanks for your energy, your time, your dedication to your practice, because it reminds me that I have the same power to do exactly that. I'm forever grateful. Thank you for allowing me to guide you today. From the bottom of my heart to all of yours, namaste. Yay. Thank you, my freaking fierce squad. I was so worried about changing the time, and I'm so pumped that it all worked out for everybody who's here. So thank you. Just one quick announcement, because as always, I'm a little bit heavy on time. A 12 o'clock class tomorrow. It's a free sesh. Pop in if you're around. I've got a major announcement that I will be revealing at the end of class. If you were here on time, you already heard that announcement, but again, act surprised. I'm gonna take a selfie before we go because I'm so pumped. And yeah, Amanda, give me that sweater when you're done with it. Okay, here we go. Count of 3. 1, 2, 3. I love all the rainbows all the time. Thank you so much. I'm proud of all of you. Thank you for being here. And thank you for being a part of my squad. I'll see you soon.
Thank you so much.
Alex. Bye, Justin. Bye, Jeanette.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Bye, Rach.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. See ya. Bye, Michelle.